So most of you may heard these words related to a respiratory disease, that is COPD, that is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So today we can discuss in this video how we get COPD, what are the risk factors to get COPD, and what are the signs and symptoms of COPD. So let's discuss the first question. So now we can see the question. The nurse is caring for a client hospitalized with acute exacerbation of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So which finding would the nurse expect to note on the assessment of this client? So we have to know the assessment findings of COPD, and the options are a low arterial PCO2 level, a hyperinflated chest noted on the chest X-ray, a decreased oxygen saturation with mild exercise, a widened diaphragm noted on the chest X-ray, and the pulmonary function test that demonstrate an increased vital capacity. And the options in the given options, we have to select all that apply. So we have to select all the answers of the options. Okay. So COPD is also known as chronic obstructive lung disease and also known as chronic airflow limitation. So we can examine each term. C, it is known as chronic, which means the disease condition may have in a long period. And also O means obstruction, which means a breathing test shows some abnormality related to airflow limitation. Okay. Then it is pulmonary disease, that is, it is a lung disease which is inside in a chest. So this is COPD. So now we can see how a person gets COPD. So what is the reason behind COPD? So usually the studies are stating that there is 80 to 90% of COPD patients are having a habit of smoking, or else the patient may or the person may have a constant exposure to some environment like dusty environment or some chemical irritants. These irritants may cause some changes inside in our lungs, that is mainly emphysema and chronic bronchitis. So emphysema means it is related to the alveoli. The structure and the wall of the alveoli may have some changes or atrophy, and the flexibility of the alveoli may decrease. So chronic bronchitis means it is a disease of airways which may have an increased production of cough, and sputum will be there. Sputum production will be there, cough will be there. Also the chronic, the term which means the disease may have 3 months for 2 consecutive years. So this is the characteristic of chronic bronchitis. So now we can see why COPD, or what are the risk factors of COPD. Mainly 80 to 90% of COPD, the leading cause of COPD is smoking, tobacco smoking. Also passive smoking, also increasing the age, and the occupational exposure such as exposure to dust, and the indoor and outdoor air pollution. Also some of the genetic air abnormalities like deficiency of alpha-1 antitrypsin, which is an enzyme which will have a major role in attacking the respiratory infections problems. So these are some of the main risk factors. So we can see the main clinical manifestation, that is hypoxemia will be there. Hypoxemia means the oxygen in the blood cells may be decreased. Also hypercapnia will be there, that will be the carbon dioxide will be increased. Also the oxygen desaturation with exercise, we can see clearly the oxygen desaturation. Also there will be a decreased vital capacity in the pulmonary function test. Also there will be barrel chest, weight loss, cough, sputum production. So all these are the main clinical manifestations of COPD. And now we can examine the question once again. So I'll just repeat the question again. So that is, the nurse is caring for a client hospitalized with an acute exacerbation of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. So which finding would the nurse expect to note on this client? So we have to select all that apply. So options are here, like the low arterial PCO2 level. So usually the hypercapnia is one of the main clinical manifestation, which means there will be an increased carbon dioxide level, PCO2 level. So the option one is wrong. That means the option is a low arterial PCO2 level, but actually what will happen, there will be a hypercapnia, which means an increased carbon dioxide level. Okay, second one is an hyperinflated chest, noted on the chest X-ray. So due to emphysema, our alveoli, the flexibilities of the alveoli will be having some changes, which may lead to hyperinflated chest. So the option 2 is right, that is a hyperinflated chest noted on the chest X-ray. And what is option 3? A decreased oxygen saturation with mild exercise. So you know that this one, the exertional dyspnea will be, it is one of the characteristics of COPD, and the decreased oxygen saturation will be there with mild exercise. So option 3 is right. And what about option 4? It is a widened diaphragm noted on the chest X-ray. So usually what will happen, due to this hyperinflation, the lung tissue will push the diaphragm, which may lead to a flattened diaphragm. So it is a flattened diaphragm, not a widened diaphragm. So option 4 is wrong. And the fifth option is a pulmonary function test that demonstrates an increased vital capacity. So usually what will happen in pulmonary function test, the vital capacity will be decreasing due to this in and out of the flow will be affected. Also the saturation also will be decreased. So the pulmonary function test which demonstrate a decreased vital capacity, so that is wrong. So the correct options are option 2 and 3 are correct. So hope you understand something related to COPD. So please subscribe to my channel in order to see the interesting videos in coming sessions. So thanks for watching and see you soon in the next video.